Hello guys, welcome back. So in our last video, we successfully completed our multi-authentication system. So now I want to show you how you'll be able to log in with your email and your name. As you can see here, I want to show you how you'll be able to log in with your email and your name. You shouldn't be just able to log in with your email alone. So that will be doing in this video. So now our first job is to locate the location of this login file. So go to our VS Code. The location of that login file is inside our resources, inside our view, inside our authentication system, and you can see the login.blade.php. So this is the file. So now the first thing we'll do is we want to be able to log into our email and name. So let's add our name here /name. Let's save all. As you can see, it's only email that is visible now. Name should also be visible. So now we've added our name here. Okay. Let's go back to our code. As you can see our email field here. You can see our password field. So our password field will remain the way it is. We won't touch it. So where we'll be working on is we'll be working with our email field. So now since we want to be able to log in with our email and name, not only email, we are going to be changing this ID to login. We are going to change this photo to login. I'm going to change the name to login. I'm going to change this old also to login. What else? I'm going to change this type to text. So we don't need this validation again, so we delete it. So now when you add a request in this your login form, so when you put your email and password, when you add your request, where the request is being processed is in our login request. Where can you find the login request? Is in our app, our HTTP. And inside our HTTP is in our request. Inside our request in our auth, so you can see your login request here. So as you can see our rules method. Inside our rule method, you can see our email, required string, and email. You can also see our password. Our password will remain the same. I can also see this method here, this authenticate method. This is where we'll also be working. So everything will remain the same. So from our name here, email, remember we've changed our name here to login. So we'll replace that with login. Required sure string. We don't need our email again. Since we'll be logging, we'll have to log in with our name and email now. So we'll delete this. That's fine. So in our authenticate method now, after our ensure is not related and limited, we'll come down. We are going to take a variable here called user, and this user will be equals to our user model. So in our models, you can see user model is a default file that came with our Laravel application. So this is our user model. Why we are using this user model here, why are you calling the user model here, is because we want to have access to everything in our user table. So to have access to everything in our user table, we'll be doing that by calling the user model. And once you call your user model here, you have to use it up here. So just easily do like this. So once you call your user model here, you should also add it here too. It's located in app backslash your inside your model folder and backslash your user. So once we've called it, we'll do this and we'll use one of the where condition. So inside this where condition, we want to call this email. We are going to be calling this name field and our email field inside our where condition. So we can start with email. So how do we access this email to this name login? So how to do that? We'll be using the this function. So with this login. So then we are going to do the same for our name too. Yeah, going to be or yeah. We'll do the same for our name too. Need this login. So when we get everything, I want to get our first data. So getting our first data, that's first. So now we want to work inside this our if condition here. So to work here, what we have to do first, we have to delete everything inside the if statement. So once we've done that, so into this our if condition, we are going to write in some conditional statement. So not our user. Remember, we've gotten the first data using this variable already. So not our user, or be using the double pipeline, or we're also going to be checking for the password too. So to check for the password, we'll be using the hash. So hash and that'll be check. So we're going to be checking for the password the same way we checked for the name and email. So that will be this the name of the password field in our database. The password and the user password. So that's all we'll be doing here. That's all we'll be changing here. And also we are going to the rest of the code, we'll be leaving it like that. I'm not going to touch anything. This rate limiter, this is show validation exception with messages. So this email we'll be changing it with the name we are using here. We'll change it to login as rate limiter clear. So everything here is fine. It's the default code that came with Laravel. Above this rate limiter, I want to pass the alt. Then I want to log in. Then inside our login function, I want to take our user variable, accessing it with this function, and the boolean and inside our boolean I'm going to pass it as a remember. A semicolon. So now remember, if you are using alt here, make sure you pass it up as alt, as this. Make sure you pass it here. And also if we are using the hash here, make sure the hash is being passed up too. So please confirm if the hash is also passed up. So make sure your user model is up here, your alt and hash are also passed up. So now let's test what we've done, see if it works. Let's save all. So now open your command prompt. In your command prompt, we have to run php artisan optimize. So it's going to clear the cache in our route and our config area. So as you can see, it cleared the cache in our config and our route. So in Laravel 10, anytime you change anything in your web.php, you have to run this for your code to work. php artisan optimize. So let's check our code. So let's start with our user. Let's try and log in with our username. Our name is user. Let's come here, refresh. Let's log in with just the name user. So as you can see, it works. So now you can log in with your name and your email. Let's try and log in with our name, with our email, I mean. As you can see, we successfully log in with our username and our email and our name. Let's try that over admin. As you can see, we're able to log in with our admin name, which redirected us to our admin/dashboard. So it's as easy as that. So I hope we understood everything we did there. So now in our next video, we'll be working on our forgot your password. When you click on it, Laravel actually provided us with everything we need to work with our forget password. So all we just have to do is to configure it. So I'll show you how to configure our forget password and make it work step by step with live example. All right. See you in the next video.